Hey guys, this is Brandon. Welcome to the channel.
Carrie's here too.
We welcome you to our new channel. We just started today. We're going to cover a lot of information. We'd like you to feel free to leave all the comments and feedback you would like. Just do it with a mutual respect towards one another.
Sophia's saying, I want to get this off the ground. I want to bring life into this. It keeps getting consumed with death and darkness and chaos. Eats everything I make. And so she wanted to bring life into it. And so I think she put out the call for help to the other side, and it was given permission, but there was two rules. The rule was the celestial men are to never have anyone to rule over them. And this is reflected even in the New Testament, where Jesus said it's for the Gentiles to have rulers and lords over them. But he said, but it shall not be so among you.
Correct.
He's also the one that reminded us of where King David said, are you not gods, but you'll die like men? Because we didn't follow their rules, basically, because we knew that we weren't supposed to be under them, but our own naivety, we just allowed it to happen, because real pure love allows. And so the second rule for being over here was that we were to be allowed to go back and forth anytime
Freely.
that we wanted to, freely. Two rules, only two rules. And so with that, then we were allowed to come in here, and what did we bring with us? Is our own life. And light. That's why we have green in the trees. Sophia had that in her, but it was not sufficient enough to overcome the death here. And so everything in this whole first chaos, then Yaldabaoth ruled thing, and now they've got some cooperative thing going on. So I'm thinking they're brothers, and I'm thinking that one feeds the other, basically. And so when it's chaos's time to have a big munch out, what did I see the other? Oh, we were watching that movie, and it had that snake thing, or I don't know if you were there or not. And it had, you know, those sandworms that have like the different rolls of teeth, and they're rolling around and stuff.
Yeah, like spinning, like in Star Wars.
That's what I envision the mouth of.
It's like,
who's the one that ate his children?
oh gosh, in what?
Kronos.
Kronos, yeah, okay.
I did a big thing on Kronos the other night. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Anyway, so I envision that being Kronos with his mouth right here, or right here, and when they pop that open with CERN,
correct,
that will be his whatever comes out, and then everything gets sucked up through the dome and feeds him.
I think that's 100%. And when that opens, that big, when you say the teeth are circulating, I picture like one row or one ream is going to the right, and the other one's going to the left, and then right, and then. So that's like we'll call that a portal, but you know what that is, Stargate, whatever. Goes through Kronos, and he then he divides again into these other realms.
Yeah, I think other things will come in
like
with him.
Like all the I praise Jesus, he's my Lord and Savior. Well, okay, guess what? You're going to Jupiter. I'm satanic. Okay, guess what? You're going to Saturn.
Oh, it could be. I just think this is the last time.
I think this will all be the last time too. Yeah.
I think this is it. I think Sophia is going to be, or Sophos will be restored back to the actual intelligences, and this whole artificial construct will be done. It will blip out, because it will totally self-consume.
No batteries.
Until there is no more. It will be as if it never was. And so that's the beauty of the whole plan. But we're here to salvage the rest of our essence out, so that there is no longer anything feeding this.
And that essence then being within these different realms, dimensions, timelines, virtuals. It's all the same.
Yeah, everything we do feeds these guys somehow or another.
Correct, 100%.
Whether they take our essence, like on Jupiter Ascending, where they kill the humans and they take the blue juice out of them.
They just want to live longer.
Yeah, time is the commodity. So when idiots get on there and say, well, there's no such thing as time, and why, time is just a construct. Well, we all live in a
if I make music in we'll call it the real eternal, I'm gonna go from time. It's gonna be starting and I'm gonna make a song. It's not just gonna go forever. It's gonna get tiresome or boring.
Well, but time, when
it's different though.
For musicians, you set the time. You're in 3/4 time, or you are in 4/4 time, or 5/8 time, whatever the rhythm is for that musical piece. There is a time set for that.
And that's what the great work is the calling back of those shards, of those fragments, dropping those layers of division, separation. There's a painting, I forget who painted it, but it's like a human encased in several layers, where they're all just shredding, and you can see the light there in the middle.
Yes.
But it's the same idea of reclaiming, not claiming the traumas, not claiming the lies, and sticking to the world.
Yes.
Yeah, purification, process of purification. That's a great way to
We
phrase
can
that.
only claim back what belongs to us. We do not. That's why she can't go back.
Right.
Until she's purified, and that means she's got to quit. She's got to realize, number one, I can't save this place. Number two, I fucked up.
Yeah, I started it wrong.
I should have never. I was not in agreement with my own counterpart, my own self,
And that's that
to
lesson.
bring balance. It has to be done. That's just the way it works.
It's almost like that's the whole rescue mission, like Dolores Cannon talked about. Like, come here, we need volunteers. We need you to save this place. Well, the only person who can save this place is that which created it, which would then come from the Sophia, because she created it incorrectly from the
Yes, but Dolores Cannon is strictly coming from a
New Agey.
this realm. She will never go beyond that.
Correct.
And so
I don't disagree.
I
I'm just tying that in.
but
That's a way that it's also been inverted.
And that is how they trick us, because I know that I am on a salvage mission.
For
And
yourself.
the big thing for myself, but also for other lights who hear whatever. So whether they're part of me or not, I don't care. It's time to get the heck home.
Yeah.
And so it's time to purify, and that means releasing within ourselves whatever it is we need to not release, but let go of, because I'm not leasing anything else again. I don't want a covenant or a contract.
I'm not re-signing up for anything.
I'm not signing up for another go.
I'm dropping it.
Yeah, and so I have nullified them and renounced them and cast them off. But and so for that, see how religion twists it is to say, for the Christian, is that Jesus is only is only salvation through Jesus. And you must believe in this way or you're going to hell. Well, I tell you, that ain't the real Father's way of thinking at all.
No.
And I don't mean father in a
male sense.
I'm talking on the other side, everything is all inclusive as a oneness. No body parts, none of this bullshit that we've got here.
And not a oneness as in we can tie into the raw material or we're all one.
Yeah, no.
No, we're each
board.
individual oneness.
And what makes us oneness there is so beautiful, is that it's like a basic operating system that we're all given basic information, but yet some of us are in different proportions. Like you've got DNA in you just like I do, but mine's in different proportions. That's how we were originally over there. So I might have an interest in going to this operating learning system station,
and that would be,
and yours would be over here.
And that's how you would create an eternal realm, is having everybody be whole and one within themselves, but they're also individual. Not the ego,
right.
not the greedy and all that stuff.
Not
Drop
like
that.
what we have here.
Right, and then that then would be basically an eternal.
We're connected by our own
fun
patterns.
fest. It'd be creation
is.
all the time. It would be doing what do I want to do right now? I'm going to do that. I go with somebody else who's going to do that with me for doesn't worry about however long. And then I'm going to hop over here and learn this from this being or that being. All shapes and sizes, colors, variations, you name it.
Because we're not coming from lack. Everything here, everything comes from lack.
Correct.
And trying to correct a lack. That's the whole start with Sophia, when she lacked the agreement, which is necessary over there for the completeness, to create wholeness. You must have agreement of the parts. You see, and so that's why she created these things out of lack, and so everything that's created here is based in lack. So for the entity who thinks itself that it's perfect and it's wonderful and it really is a piece of shit, to come in here and condemn us is part of their programming to keep us in forgetfulness.
correct.
So that we don't remember who we are. But even in the higher realm, some may remember who they are, but they want to stay here. They like it over here, and that's okay. Love allows them to stay here. I'm not. I don't want to go to your 5D or 9D. I don't care if you have ships, and I don't care if you get to float in the whatever. I am not staying here.
Yeah, New Earth, New Cage, Golden Age. Yeah. No, none of it's needed.
No, because I do think that all of it will eventually implode, even the lower dimensional levels. But you know, the whole idea of we're on a salvage mission to bring in the purified light, which is the breath, the purified life, breath of life, return it to its source, which is the Sophos, the Sophia, return that to that source. And when she is complete of her parts, and it may be only 87% of her original self is purified to go home, then that's what goes home. You see, it's not going to be 100% because there's been a consumption of a portion of that, and part of that is lost. And so I have to disagree with the quote-unquote laws of physics, because even with that, every time in the second law of physics, thermodynamics says that every time energy changes form, there is a small certain percentage of it that is LOST,
which is the
lost.
Which she would lose the chaos and the mistakes.
All the darkness gets
wiped.
removed. It's like running her through a filter. So that's part of our job.
Yeah.
Is because we went into her learning school or whatever that was. That's part of this thing. Or we answered the call for help, and I think in our own naivety, we would have answered the call for help. And so if it was her call or Yaldabaoth saying, you know, we want to get this thing off the ground, and, you know, we're like, hey, we'll come and help. And so we were given permission. It was okay, because there had to have been a bigger plan. That even though I give you permission, these are the two basic rules, I also have a plan to recoup you and bring you back home. The salvage mission.
Absolutely.
And so that's why it's imperative that we let go of the bad feelings towards people, or people that have wronged us or hurt us or things like that. Everyone here does the best they can with what they have and who they are at the time that occurred.
Mm-hmm.
We all change in some degree as we get older, and so if we can learn to let go those things of us as that hurt person, or at that time in our life, or even if it's something more recent, where people have tried to bring destruction and you know, badmouth each other and things like that. That's just showing you who they are. That means
it's the judgment
you know
card.
What? Yeah. And so for me, I have to apologize to myself. You know, hey, I'm sorry I got mixed up with that. That was the wrong move. I learned this and this and this and this, and I'm ready to go now.
See, I know for me, that's what got me in my predicament, we'll call it, of the divorce. Is I met somebody, I'm like, I can help them. I can. This goes back to universal law or natural law, imposing one's will upon their own will.
Right.
And that's when things get hairy for a lot of the we'll call them deeper thinker, philosopher, truthers, because you'll notice with all the awakening people, we'll call it, that they're going through divorces, or they're doing a cleanse, or they're detoxing, they're separating, they're wiping away the past. It's like it's making way for the exit, the end, back to the eternal. So it's like dropping your baggage at the door. You can't bring it with you.
It is. We came in here naked, meaning we were pure, not necessarily without clothes. We had clothes, and it was our own higher self.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to kill a Chinese beetle.
And so naked we entered through the matrix, and so naked we return. So whatever we've gained in this matrix, as far as the darkness of it, because even the good here is darkness.
Right.
There is no true good here except that tiny light in us that we've forgotten all about.
The spark. Is what's a lot of
the spark. Yeah, I like that. And so when my spark realizes and reawakens to who it really is, and puts itself together, and then it's ready to be purified, and then have the return of my own spirit and be guided and walking in the spirit, you know. And that's where there's things in the New Testament about walk in the spirit, you'll not fulfill the desires of the flesh. because the flesh is contained only in this realm.
Correct.
Only.
Which that makes me, when you say that, makes me think of alignment. Like we've talked about, like the mind, the heart, and the gut. When it's in alignment, it's almost like, and you know the phrase in the Bible, it's like in a twinkle of an eye.
Yep.
It's the same. It'll be released.
Right.
On out.
Right, and then we get our quote unquote light body, to use the cliche, is returned, whatever that looks like.
Rainbow body, light body, etheric body, astral form. It's all.
Yeah.
It's all going to be.
We won't need a spaceship.
Within the wholeness. Yeah.
We won't need a space suit.
We won't need teleporters. We won't need anything like that.
We'll just be. See, there's a difference between being and what is, because be is a form of is, the verb. It's all a verb. Yeah. All implies action. Being is a little more static, perhaps, than is, but isness, I mean, they're so related.
That's where they get the isbies from. The whole Montauk Project talks about their remote viewers about being isbies.
Wow.
But I break that down it is a beingness.
That's what I call isness.
Isness.
My own isness.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that.
And that's what I think the ineffable oneness is the isness, because that is the truth as described, as we use the word here to be, you know, what is honest and lines up with the story, lines up. That would be truth, the isness. That's the bottom line. You know, everyone will say, oh, it's only this perspective, and here that is true, absolutely true. However, there is a truth that is.
You can't. There's no getting around it.
It
just
more.
is.
There's not even another word for it. It doesn't matter. It just is. And so what has come to be in this domain is X is.
Yeah, to exist.
Exactly.
Electronically exist. In a way, I mean, just you can throw.
Well, it's energetically, yes.
Energetically,
yeah.
But it's like the book that I'm trying to read, and you talked about. We watched the video on it just the other day about.
Oh, can you stand the truth?
It's knowledge versus truth, and the knowledge that you're gaining here, where a lot of people, and including myself, will get derailed from the truth, is I'm trying to gain knowledge in this area. That area, make sure this box is checked. When that rabbit hole, it's almost unlimited. So it's just you're just gaining knowledge about the realm that you don't want to be a part of. So why are you wasting your time doing that?
Because the deception with that is that we live in a finite realm. Okay, within the finite realm is an infinite number of spiraling, spinning alternatives. Fractionalized, fractalized existences. X is because there's no is to them. You see, and they've so split us up to where what piece of is within us is dispersed on a variety of different places, and so we get caught up in thinking. We live in infinity. Well, you live like on a ring. It's an infinitely turning circle.
Yep.
You know, and that's it. But the true homelands, there's no beginning and no end. What has a beginning here will have an end. That's even their own mantra. You know, the Oracle tells Neo, what has a beginning has an end. What we've talked about a little bit today is that really, it's about time that somebody says something different. Everyone keeps saying the same thing. The spin on the rabbit hole is what gives the rabbit hole the appearance of being eternal. It is, however, that which contains the rabbit hole is finite in itself. Self-devouring systems eventually run out of fuel. No fuel equals no time. The foremost commodity is time. More time, because here there's never enough time. Throughout all the levels of this fractalized existence, it's all about time.